been learning about value investing, finance, just regular investment for a while now, but you don't know where to go next. You're getting confused about the vast amount of information on the internet. You don't want to waste your time on crap information. You want good information and reliable information. In this series of videos on value investing and finance education, you will find those answers to those questions and much more. My name is Jason Rivera. Welcome to Value Investing and Finance Education. Hey, Jason here. Today's episode, we're going to finish talking, or we're going to keep talking about country valuations. This week, we're going to talk about the Philippines. Is its stock market overvalued, undervalued, about fairly valued? We're going to find out in today's video. Before I get to that, though, I need to let you know you can get this series as a podcast anywhere in the world for free on all major podcasting platforms: Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and more. You can get this as part of the I Love Value Investing podcast anywhere in the world for free. Okay, so in the last couple of weeks, we answered the question about valuation for the United States market, massively overvalued. For the Indian market, kind of about fairly valued to slightly overvalued, depending on which metric you look at. Probably on the slightly overvalued range. Definitely not as overvalued as the U.S. stock market, though. Today, we're going to look at the Philippines. Why are we looking at these three countries, the U.S., India, and Philippines in that order? Because this is where we get 80-ish% of our viewers on Value Investing Journey from is U.S., India, Philippines, in that order. So that's why we're looking at the Philippines today. Let me get you to my screen, face out of the way. Okay, so cannot show you what the Philippines market cap to GDP is because they're not on this website, which we've been using, the Guru Focus one. I searched several other sites. Most recent data I can find is from 2019, and I think you'll agree that things have changed a little bit this year. So it's probably not fair data to use as of the end of 2019 compared to 2020, almost the end of the year 2020, or going into the fourth quarter 2020. Not comparable data. So we're going to concentrate on this here, which this is CAPE ratio, PE ratio. Here are the main ones we're going to talk about. So CAPE ratio right here, 13.3, would indicate that this the stock market is undervalued by a significant margin. Regular PE would indicate about fairly valued-ish, close to that, especially when you compare these. Where's the U.S. and India? U.S. and India are down here with a CAPE of 31.9 and 20.9, and PEs of 30.6 and 34.4. So by far, the Filipino stock market is the most undervalued of the three. Is it undervalued kind of on a, not a basic level, but is it undervalued by itself? I guess is the best way to put it, not when compared to other countries. And it looks to be that way. Typically, if you see anything under 20 on either of these, it's a good sign that the country might be undervalued. This puts it pretty close, that the CAPE ratio is way under 20. So is it undervalued enough to take a look at for potential investments? Or let me rephrase that to an even better question. Is the Philippines undervalued enough for me to look there specifically for stocks to invest in? Yes, it is. Is it the most undervalued company or country on this list? No. As we'll talk about next week, and I'll kind of go over this data in a little more depth, it's not the most undervalued country, but is it up there as one of the most undervalued countries? And yes. And second question, does this mean I will look to the Philippines for potential investments? Yes, it does. Does it mean I'll find anything to invest in? Not necessarily, because, again, I use these kind of as a baseline valuation when I'm looking at for blood in the streets, quote unquote. Warren Buffett's quote, you're looking for massively undervalued countries where there's problems to potentially invest. There aren't a huge number of socioeconomic problems in the Philippines that I'm aware of. So there's not that, but they look undervalued significantly compared to other countries and compared to just the overall metrics specifically, and they look massively undervalued compared to both India and the United States. Again, I've said this in the other videos, which are linked below this. The US video is linked below this, and so is the India video. I said this in those videos, and it still pertains here. This is one sign that the market might be undervalued or overvalued or whatever. Frankly, I don't care what the market's doing, though. If I can find undervalued individual stocks, I'll invest no matter what. But this gives you a direction to look at potential investments. So for right now, the US, bad place to be looking for investments if you follow those two metrics. Can you find undervalued stocks here? Yes, you can. Same in India. But they're a lot harder to find. So this increases the odds in your favor that you're, at least based on these numbers, you have a higher likelihood of finding a undervalued investment in the Philippines than you do compared to the US or India right now. Again, will I find something? I have no idea. I'll keep you updated on that. Next week in this series, while we're working on that, is I'm going to kind of give you an overview of, in my opinion, based on the data from this and the market cap to GDP, which may be the best overall countries to look at for investment. This will be outside, or this will cover all countries outside of US, India, and the Philippines. And I'll kind of give you my reasons why, again, based on the numbers from the websites, what may be the most undervalued country to look at for potential investments. So if you're looking forward to that, looking for an area to research, pay attention, or make sure to watch next week's video in this space. And if you're in the Philippines, are there any major socioeconomic issues there right now that I'm not aware of? My team is there, and I'm aware of some economic issues related to coronavirus, unemployment, stuff like that. But are companies going in mass bankruptcy? Are they having cash flow problems? Are they threatening to fire a ton of employees because they can't make payroll? Are they making, if you're in the Philippines and you know what's going on over there, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear that and learn about that. But until next time, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, love, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we release a new video, and release new videos all the time. If you're listening on the podcast, like, love, share, subscribe, again, download, all that good stuff. And we'd really appreciate a review, because the more reviews, views, and listens we get on our content, the more people we can help. Not only with this kind of stuff, but we've got an ROIC and ROCE case study on another page, or on another weekly series. We've got the Value Investing at Your Car series. We've got the Pre-Training Friday series, which we've started back up and doing case studies on that as well. So make sure to subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content and learning about this kind of stuff, and learning how to value stocks better, learning how to evaluate stocks better. If you're looking for free resources to help you, we've got a bunch of those below this video that you can get in the description. And you can also get access to more information about our masterclass too in the links below. But until next time, have a great day. Talk soon.